All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Livewell this Thursday night, rainy night in Georgia. Hope you guys had a decent day. Hope you're not getting blown away by tropical cyclone, whatever. It was Arthur. Did I hit that right?
Arthur.
No
Arthur.
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Arthur.
There's nothing good, anything good with a name like Arthur, and
Can't be.
unless you're one of our viewers and your name is Arthur, and then therefore we
We
digress.
appreciate
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
appreciate
like
we
you,
are.
Artie.
But anyway, I'm so glad you guys could join us tonight. And if you're listening or watching this at a later date, hey, we appreciate you too. Go ahead and do the stuff the cool kids do. Hit that like and subscribe button, the notification bell, all those fancy gizmos and all that. But we got a pretty cool show for you guys now. See some of you over there in the comment section already. Glad you guys are here. We we're going to kind of start doing this a little more on Thursday nights, where it's the gang, right? It's the gang. It's always me and Tim and Kevin, but any of our gang that basically in our podcast group, the bike club, as Tim likes to call it, we're just going to kind of let Thursday night be our and his granddaughter in a car accident. Just try to bring a little more uh, love and hope and just smiles to him and Fishers, I hope they do such a good job with tournaments like this. So go ahead and plan on being there August 1st. If you want to pre-register, Tony Watkins, 706-897-7557, or Ryan Sheffield, 706-429-2010. And this weekend, I've been telling you guys about it. It is finally here, the Georgia Outdoor Festival and Expo at Cherokee Veterans Park off of Highway 20. Is put on by the Cherokee County Park and Rec and Black Sheep Promotions. Guys, this is going to be a free event, 2-day free event. They're going to have all kinds of great things there: live music, food, vendors, outdoor gear, experiences, guest speakers, seminars. It's really, for a first year event, it's going to be really kick butt. And we're going to be there both days. Some of the guys will be there both days. I will definitely be there both days. There you go. Did y'all hear that?
What happened there?
I kicked,
Oh, yeah.
I kicked the intro back on.
Oh,
But
Just a
anyway,
little sound bite. It's all right.
a little bit. But I will tell you this too. Now, if you want to come out, if you've never met us, heathens is what I like to say. Sunday will be a really good day to do it because at 1:30 on the main stage between two bands, you're going to have our podcast group get up, do a little presentation. We're going to talk, kind of an interactive session is what they want to call it. But we would love if we've met you, come on. If we've never met you, it'd be a great time to shake your hand and appreciate, tell you how much we appreciate you and all that. So anyway, Coleman, Dave, I'm heading to Toledo Bend early in September. Any concept of an idea of what to do? And of course, we have our buddy Dave Aldridge in the house with us again. A little bit smaller than the last time we seen him. He's doing good with his health and his weight and all that. So jump right in there, Dave.
Yeah. Well, first off, make sure your insurance is good and up to date because there's a lot of stumps in Toledo Bend. That they have a really good deep hydrillobite. Kind of offshore kind of shell bar. They do have enough current in there to kind of make some hard spots. Or like I said, that if you can find that deep hydrilla, if it gets matted up on top, you can frog it. One of the things we used to do a lot and catch a lot of big fish was a fluke. Don't tie a swivel, tie a big hook to a fluke. And honestly, all my buddies back home will tell you it's watermelon red with a chartreuse tail. They just like it. It's funny because you go 45 minutes to Sam Rayburn, we can't make them bite it there. They're neighboring lakes, but the Toledo Bend, that's the bite. So I would say look offshore, either hard spots or get up in some of that hydrilla that's either surfaced out or 3 or 4 foot on the surface. There will be fish in that.
All right, there you go. And TN River Bass. Yeah, let me go ahead and tell you what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit with Dave about Guntersville because he's been fishing it lately. If you guys have any questions about local lakes or what the bite is, of course, you can throw it in the comment section. We're going to do that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some baits after that. So with that being said, Dave, right here, Tennessee River Bass, TN River Bass, Guntersville is his home lake, so he's interested to see what is to be said about Guntersville. So tell us about the bite on Guntersville here lately.
Man, it's wide open, and you can do basically anything you want to do. There are so many more fish. I actually didn't fish last weekend. We had the wife's pontoon boat out. And luckily, she is okay with me slowing down and idling some stuff. And there's more and more fish showing up offshore. There's a ton of fish that are hanging right on a drop off that eelgrass. And I think, Tony, I listened when Chris was on with you. That's a big player. And then right now, brim beds. If you can find them, there are fish on them. Reeling like a Zoom bobber worm through there, or just take a regular crawl and put it on a 1/4 ounce weight, fire it out there, and just slowly turn the reel handle. Just keep it coming, kind of bumping on the bottom, and you'll get bit. Chatterbait's really good up there. Right
Dave,
now, I caught a lot of fish on chatterbait.
Is that brim bite a little bit later than what they thought it was going to be? It seems like we're
it seemed to me the best when I kind of found it was like June. That first full moon in June, it's really good. We're seeing a lot. I caught some schooling fish up there the other day. I played with them for a little while. Now, a lot of them are small, not the schooling fish I caught at the fall, but there are some schooling fish. I sat in one place, and I did have one good day on this and just pulled up on a little magical stretch, and I had 20 pounds in a matter of minutes and probably caught 40 on a topwater bait. Wow. So you can find those places, but that brim bed bite is a really fun bite, especially if you don't have all the if you can see them on side scan, that's really all you need. I'm not looking at them on forward. I'm just firing a worm or something up there. But one thing I did learn is a key to it is a little softer rod. And everybody on here, Jeff included, knows I throw the Falcons. The Amistad, that's the 7.3, that's a little bit stiffer. Those fish will feel you. So I actually have been playing between two rods, and I went back to the old lizard dragger, which is like a heavy, medium heavy. You need a little rod that they can get it, but if they pull back and it's stiff, they'll spit that sucker out.
Gotcha. And check this comment out, and he says Aqua Services seems to be spraying every day on the lower end.
They are, yes. I met the guy. He actually sprayed around my dock because I was locked in with grass. They are spraying a good bit.
You needed it though.
I did, and it actually got worse. It actually got in front of the dock last year. I fought it all year. Imagine I need to call him tomorrow and get him to come back while we're gone. But they are spraying a good bit. There's still plenty of grass. We're finally getting some current. That's been the big player for the offshore bite up there is the current. Because, we were same boat, it didn't rain for 6 weeks and now it won't stop. With the current flow, they're really pushing up on those offshore places. And you can really, if you can get, especially if you find white bass, if you can get those white bass to fire, a lot of times them largemouth are sitting up under and you can just catch them one after another.
Now, this is going to sound dumb, and it probably is, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I mean, Guntersville is a river lake, right?
Yes.
So you got some current all the time, right?
You do.
So what's the difference in that current and what you're talking about?
It's kind of like you go in your house and there's food in the refrigerator and you're like, okay. But walk in my house and I'm cooking a crawfish etouffee, you gonna eat.
Oh yeah.
So that's the difference in a 10,000. If you can get it up there 60, 70, 80, I've seen them pull 100. It's like the dinner bell cuts on. There's so much more food, so much more everything coming down that river. It's just kind of like that. You walk in your house, nobody's cooking. You're like, I might eat, I might not. You walk in there and smell something good. It's time to eat, and that's kind of what it does to the fish.
All right. So when you and I were there, and of course Tim was there with us, that was later in the year. We weren't fishing this time of year. So give me a couple of things. Like I know Farmer and Tim, they were throwing buzz baits. You were throwing your A-rig and all that. Anything like that still playing in the same areas we were fishing, or is it totally different now?
It's a little different now. Some of those areas will still play. Like I said, a lot of the brim beds you find those. Some of those are just high spots next to the main river. Some of those areas will still play, especially if they have a drop with that eelgrass, and you can reel something through it when it comes out of that eelgrass. They get it, but now it's big crankbait, spoon, Daracoop, big jig. It was interesting. Somebody showed a crawfish they pulled out of Guntersville. That sucker black and red. That was everybody's like, you can't find a black and red jig right now at Guntersville. Last time I was up there, that's what the color of the crawfish are. But big swim bait. I catch a ton of fish on a drop shot. A ton.
What color? What color?
Worm.
What color worm? Are you staying natural? Or are you going with the funky color?
You know me, man. Green pumpkin magic.
Okay, but I've
it
never
doesn't matter
heard
what color the water is either. They still bite it.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is that a robo worm, Dave?
No, that's that Rapala janitor.
The janitor.
I put them in the pool. I put a robo worm, a zoom, that one, a bunch of different ones in the pool. If you rig that sucker right, it almost sits completely horizontal in the water. It's the only one. You think a robo worm will? It won't. Its tail weighted and fall straight down. That one sits. Wheeler did a really good job with that worm. It sits almost horizontal, at least in my pool.
All right, now I'm gonna ask this. When we were over there, we didn't talk about nothing black and red.
No.
Is it always like that though?
Probably. I think it has to. I think some of that has to do with the water, maybe the water temperature. The water temperature over there is still fairly low. I was kind of waiting on the water temperature to pop up. Usually, when it hits about 80, the fish really move off. Like big groups move offshore. Now they're a little harder to catch. If you can find the first groups that move out there, they're usually the big ones, and they're done. But around 80, there seems to be a mass push with white bass and all that, and they all set up kind of on the same stuff. But we hadn't seen water temperatures like that very high, maybe a day or two, because of all the rain and the current stuff coming down. Water really hadn't warmed up to summer temps like we normally see this time of year.
But it's funny you say that about the black and red because, like Wedowee, for instance, there's a certain portion of the year where a black trickworm, black Senko, it will absolutely get demolished. And then it kind of goes away. But it's one of those ones around this time of the year, it seems to be like that black color. Like maybe you're talking about the water temperature, whatever, something changes.
Yeah. Do y'all have the lamprey eel there?
Somebody
I don't
said
think so.
So we have them big on Guntersville, and that's when I actually talked to Chris. I went out with him the first time, and he was throwing a black. I said, and I caught one the next day with. I'm like, that's what they're imitating right there.
Well, Dave, it's funny you asked that because somebody mentioned to me the other day that we do have them in Wedowee, and they've caught a couple of them, but it was at night, and they said they couldn't take a picture or whatever. But they said we actually caught them because we've got the bass coming up with those sores on them. Yeah, and they're saying they're from lampreys, and I've been wondering what it was from.
Yeah, they do. If you ever get one and pull it off, it's about a big one. It's about a quarter size spot wherever it was. And I've caught them. I've flipped them in the boat, and it'd be 3 or 4 of them. Yeah. We got them up there pretty bad.
Those are nasty ass critters.
Yeah. It's crush and throw.
Yeah, they look like aliens. When we were up in Michigan, the trout in some of the rivers had them.
Yes.
And them guys would pull it off. And it's all in the boat, and guys are like, hell, you pick
sure
that thing up.
They see every waterway. You just, whether you're catching fish out there that's got them on it or not. But
when somebody was telling me their theory why we don't see them regularly is because pulling them out of deep water, they release before we get them to the boat. I don't know if that's true or not, but they said that's why we're not catching them as often. Why we're not seeing it.
That's fair. I will say most of the ones I've caught that had that on there probably came from 10 or 15 foot or less. It seems like they're really big around February, March.
Yep.
When that chatterbait bite really starts firing, it seems like you catch them in that 4, 5, 6 foot range, and they got them on there.
That's fair enough. Now, Ken says Dave's got a new sticker on his boat. It says, "Danny, don't step on the ladder." I'll never live that one down. What's up, Eric? Hey, let me ask you though, Dave. Can guys like Tim and say Farmer? Can they still go beat the banks right now with their buzz baits and stuff?
Yeah, you can. A lot of it's, how Guntersville is. It all depends on how much floating eelgrass you got. But yeah, you can. I'm telling you right now, chatter. It's hard to beat, especially with the brim bite. It's hard to beat a chatterbait. I mean, I caught fish on a bunch of different things, but all the 3, 4, 5 pound fish the last few trips have been throwing that chatterbait. And it's weird. It's white and chartreuse. Yeah. I can't buy one on a green pumpkin, but for some reason, and I would have not thrown it except for I fished a couple of ABAs up there in the summer and the fall, and every boat, now it's a koiki, but every boat had a white and chartreuse chatterbait. I'm like, what are these guys doing? The water's clear as a bell, but it's the brim. And around my dock, you can see all their little fins and their tail and all that. It's just as chartreuse as it can be.
Really?
Yep.
All right, but since you brought up the Koiki, is that all the rage on Guntersville now too?
Oh, every boat's got it. I went to Wheeler when Kaz went over there and saw him weigh in when they fished over there. There was not a single boat on Sunday or whatever day I went over there that did not have a Koiki on. I watched them. They're up on those bridges throwing a Koiki. Everybody's got Koikis.
Tim,
Some sort of whatever conglomeration.
Yeah. Tim, you're going to give that one you got right there away with the question of the night too, or you going to hold on to that one?
This particular one here belongs to my wife. She's not home, so I'll put it back. You guys don't burn me.
Oh, you ain't supposed to be touching that one because it's hers, huh?
This is not mine. It's not mine at all. I don't even know what color the darn thing is.
I
Doesn't
don't
say on it.
I can't see
It
for your
says
ring light.
Skinwalker.
Your ring light,
but
I
you
know,
can't
right?
read half the stuff on it. It says like Skinwalker or something.
All right, so you don't know. Fair enough.
She wandered up when we were at the Classic. She wandered off for a little while and came back and went, "Hey, I bought this really cool thing. This guy said it would catch fish." And I'm like, "I'm sure he did." And
She's like, "Is this any good?" About 40 other
exactly.
people.
And then she's like, "I want to throw it," and I'm like, "I don't know how to rig it."
At least you bought it when they were cheaper.
Yeah, no kidding.
Give her that.
True.
And what's funny is she bought it at the
You
Classic.
can find
It's
it.
almost dang near impossible to buy them, dear, because everybody was making a mad rush.
Oh,
Yeah, they wanted that green pumpkin party. That was one
Yeah.
of the hot colors that they were releasing at the Classic.
Scuppernong.
Scuppernog and all that.
Everybody
So what?
wanted Scuppernong.
I got
She
you.
makes friends really good. I walked around the corner and she was sitting all with all the lady pro bass anglers, and they were all just over there having a little hen cackle. And I was like, "Do you know them?" And she goes, "I do now."
What's that?
I was like,
What did you just call that?
like a little hen cackling?
A hen
A
cackle?
bunch of hens sitting around.
So now we know she ain't at home because he's talking like that. He wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm
if
still
he was-
sitting here.
Yeah, that's what I said. What's up, Eric and Doc? Good to see you. Let's jump on a Lanier question real quick because you guys, and this will work with all the lakes around here. What's the rain going to do with Lanier and our local lakes this weekend? I mean, if we get the amount of rain that they're saying we're going to get, I imagine your rivers are going to stain up pretty good. The back of your pockets are going to get some stain on it. As far as water temp, I don't know.
It'll cool the water down.
They're what now?
That'll be a good thing.
It will cool the water down.
Yeah, a few degrees. I
That's
would
a cold
imagine.
rain right now.
Yeah, so I don't know, Clayton, to be honest with you, other than the obvious, but let
it's
me ask
probably
you,
gonna get muddy.
yeah, in some places now Lanier could use some stain though. It's a daggum clear. What does Wadawi look like?
The last time I was there, it was still clear on the south end. But if we get these big rains coming down, it'll take it a few days, but it'll turn a little bit because them rivers will muddy up pretty quick. I know when I was at the house week before last, the river was already muddy from all this rain we've had. So it won't take long; it'll get downstream.
What about Guntersville? You said it was clear, Dave.
Yeah, no, it'll be dirty.
It will be dirty.
It was
That makes sense.
actually had a little tint to it the other day. It especially on the main river, you can get some back in some of those pockets that'll clear up. But with the amount of rain that looks like what we're going to get, it's going to stain. But yeah, like I said, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt anybody's feelings up there.
Exactly.
I like dirty water.
That sounds like a soundbite we got to cut for something. I don't know. We can use that at some point in time somewhere for sure. Jeff said it was good to see you guys. And, of course, he said the water temp on Pickwick is just now hitting 80. It seems a little bit behind. War Eagle the Best is glad you're back, Dave. So there you go. Here's an interesting thing. Of course, Doc Holliday, he says he's late to the party. Doc, you show up whenever you want to show up, boss. Clayton says, and I talked about this. I mentioned this. Do not dip the tentacles in chartreuse. Will melt after it sits in the sun. Now, is that just the Koiki itself because of what it's made out of, you think? Because I asked that question if guys were dipping. Might have been with me and Clint on one of the shows if guys were dipping any of the tentacles in chartreuse.
Because they're Elastec or TPE?
What the hell are you asking me for? I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
TPE.
Maybe so.
Well, I talked to somebody today that had bought a Koiki and left it just sitting on the boat and it melted.
Oh,
So
And
he said
do
first question I asked is, did you dip it in anything? He goes, nope. I said, did you have it sitting next to another piece of plastic? Nope. It just over time it just melted.
Marketing genius.
I don't
Put it in
know.
the carpet.
Absolutely marketing.
I don't know if he had it
genius.
sitting in a container. I don't know. He just said it was sitting on his boat and it melted.
It
He's in the
just,
comments. Eric,
What?
Eric, answer that question.
Inside
look.
that plastic container.
Yes, please
it was-
elaborate.
did you see what he said? He goes, I just got my new Quakey storage box today, though,
Yeah.
I guess because of that situation.
He sent me a picture of it. He got
Yeah.
the new storage box.
Hey, Danny, the water temperature on Alatina was 87 yesterday.
Ouch.
Damn, that seems kind of high, don't it?
And boiled
seem right.
fish.
But it
80?
was.
87?
I'm surprised considering we just got in the 90s really last weekend. That's awfully warm.
Well, it's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
rock.
It's
You know,
It's
that,
true.
the rock seems to make a bigger impact.
guess. And
I
it's
was
not,
around a lot of rock too.
yeah,
Well, that's
and
your only choice in Alatuna. You have rock or rock.
yeah, and it's not deep, comparatively speaking to like Lanier and the rest of them, for sure.
Right.
So, Doug says, fill it up. Yeah, they absolutely. But Ken said, Dave, take my credit cards away. I bought another Falcon Cara today.
He's on them.
He
They
told
just-
me.
They
Hey, he
just
told me
launched
that.
a new line. They just redid that line. I got gifted one from Luke Palmer, and I'll tell you what, that's one of the finest rods I've ever thrown.
And
I've not had Caras before, and I throw a jerkbait, a fluke on it, and a fluke sometimes it's hard to tell when the fish actually gets it. You got to kind of tighten it up. Not with this one.
he
It's as
said that.
sensitive as anything I've ever thrown.
He honestly said that. I'm not blowing smoke up Falcons' butts, and this is what Ken said when we were on the phone today, that it was just jam up awesome.
It is. I will start replacing with Caras, but the problem is with them, I can't break them. So it's not like I'm gonna get 5 new rods this year. I'm probably not.
Well, Dave, here's my problem with Falcon. I love my Falcon rods, but I wish they'd put them somewhere I could put them in my hands. I mean, like local.
They
You know what I
do.
mean? Get them more local places.
They do.
Where?
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I know.
You got it, buddy.
All right, Tony, there's a road trip.
Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras.
Check your
love
points. We'll fly out there and mail them back.
It's hard. I get it. It's hard. And now there is a place at Hartwell. And I don't know what the name of the place is. I think it's over on the Anderson side. I think it's still in Georgia, but it's like a gas station. The guy's got a big tackle shop in there. Last time I was at Hartwell, they had them, but there's really not a whole lot over here other than what you see in the Academy and all that. But I will say this: the cool thing is, if you know what powers that you like a number 5 or whatever, they basically are the same throughout most of the line.
Right. Well, like they came to the Classic, had a nice setup, but wasn't selling a rod. I'm like, dang it.
Rod.
I was fixing to drop some money at the Classic.
No, they don't sell a rod at the Classic.
And Kevin, don't be bringing no money to Icast again this year, okay? We don't need your gambling wad coming in there. You ain't gonna get to buy nothing, all right?
I'm gonna try.
I know you're gonna try.
Hey,
Sometimes cash is king. I mean,
think
you flash it.
I think some of those guys are actually starting to sell more at the Classic now, or not Classic, the ICAST. I think they're
Maybe so.
They wouldn't sell Tim and I a hat.
Well, I bought sunglasses there.
If my wife comes back with a whole sack full of stuff she bought because she just somehow is lucky like that.
I got you right there.
I got all these hook shirts.
Yeah.
Really?
So Messick, our buddy from South Carolina, the great state of South Carolina, said it took 2 days over the weekend to melt his Koike. I guess he left it out. Let's see what Patrick Hicks says. I left one in the gravel on accident for a month, found it this past week, and it was fine. That's how it works.
It's got to be the composition.
Was it? Now, let me ask you this, Patrick. Was it a legit Koike? Was it a hide-up? For sure. Now, Greg, our buddy, Mr. Greg MX19 says, Dave, you still fishing the chicken rig? He better, because that's what I throw. I throw it because of Dave.
I am. I don't fish it as much as I used to. Now, like if I can catch him on a moving bait and a bigger rod, then I do that. But especially those brim bed fish, when they've seen that worm about 3 dozen times through there in the crawl, I'll put that chicken rig in there and usually pick up a few extra fish.
I love it. What's up, Hogan, on TikTok? How are you tonight, buddy? All right, Eric says, let's see what Eric says right here. All right, guys, I'm going to be a granddad. For you guys that are granddads, what do the grandkids call you? I'm looking for something besides Pawpaw. It's right there in mine.
Pops.
Well, they call me Hefe.
Hefe. El
Yeah.
Hefe.
Well, mine's
Congratulations, Eric.
yeah,
I didn't even know
absolutely.
that.
Mine's not
Oh.
old enough yet. My son picked out the name, and he said,
Go with
"Maddie
Eric,
says gonna
go
call you
with-
Hefe."
That's
Go
like
with G
heifer.
Heifer. Eric, go with G Daddy. You can always customize anything you get with the Georgia G and then Daddy right behind it. There you go.
Oh, that ain't no fun. That ain't no fun. But hey, congratulations! And I will tell you this,
Yep.
and I'll say it the nice way. I looked at Mike. You know, everybody says grandkids, and Kevin knows. Everybody says grandkids are different, and you know, you hear that, and you're kind of like, yeah, whatever. After my grandboys showed up, I looked at my kids and I went, I love you, I love you, I love you. But that little MFer right there is different. And that's exactly how I said it too. I said, I can't explain it. It's just different.
It is
It
totally
is
different.
So that's awesome. Congratulations. The Koike that melted was in the original box in the side of my tackle storage compartment. It may have gotten wet. He does not know. I don't know. We'll see. What is that, Kevin? What did you type? They call me Pape?
Poppy.
Poppy.
Okay, well, you only had one E there. I didn't know like something was silent or
That's how
something.
you spell it. Poppy.
Poppy and Mimi.
I would say Pape. It looks French. Doc Holliday says they call me Pops. He's leaning towards Big Papa. How big a boy is he, Tony?
Who, Eric?
Yeah.
He's about my size.
Okay, there you go. That might work then. Now, Christy, what's up, honey? How are you tonight? She goes, I got a free cooler at Icast and a stern look from her husband at Denny's.
Hey, real quick, Dan, while we're talking about Icast, did you ever change my name so I'm not a
Oh,
a
no,
Pruitt?
no. I got to do that. Let me write that note down. I did call. So what happened, guys, is I signed a lot of the guys up because they're all employees at Fish, North Georgia. And I accidentally put, it's you and was it Tim or your wife?
Me, my wife. We're the Pruitt clan.
Yeah, there's a bunch
They're
of
all Pruitts.
there's a bunch of Pruitts going. I will get that.
There
fixed.
comes a bunch of Pruitts in.
Well, you know what I did, guys? And this is true. I signed all you guys up. You know who the one person I forgot to sign up?
Oh, man.
Your wife.
My wife. She was not happy with me.
I'm sure.
I got it fixed. It's not, honey, if you're watching, I want you to go. I want you to go. You and Christy can go hit all those bins, all those things that you guys did and all that. But yes. Yeah, I did. I forgot. But I've got it fixed. But no, let me make a note. That's what I will do tomorrow.
I just happened to think about that today.
I will de-adopt Tony and Tim and his wife. There you go. And I think one of your buddies there too. So Fish, North Georgia.
Oh yeah, MJ. Yeah, I think he's Mike Pruitt.
My friend. Well, I didn't sign me up because I'm going with
He
digital.
didn't care though. That man will come cut your grass, do whatever. I mean, he was like a little kid. He was like, dude, you got me an Icast? I said, Danny got you an Icast.
He'll cut my grass.
I mean, he was like a little kid. He was like, man, I'll do. He said, I'll do some sketchy shit, man. I was like, oh,
All right. Okay.
Okey-dokey.
River at, they call him Paw T, G Pop, a lot of things right there. So let's see what did Patrick say. Funny story, lost both Tuesday night with Critter. So Critter, that was old fellas on your show from O'Bain's
Yeah.
Tackle.
yeah,
That's
Yep,
a funny. He's a funny SOB, ain't he?
he
You know,
is.
he's hilarious, but dude he really did a good show on Monday Night Show. He was
Yeah.
very knowledgeable, and the rod questions he answered, all that stuff, really, really knowledgeable with his stuff he did.
He is, and you know what? He's just a nice dude. They're all
Yep.
nice up there at Baines. You guys go check
Yeah.
it out.
They are.
They're good people right there. All right. So, Dave, before I switch over into what we're going to talk about for the most part, let's recap Guntersville. I'm going to Guntersville, not tomorrow because, Tropical Cyclone Arthur is in the house, but say Saturday or Sunday or next week. What are the three things I need to be doing on Guntersville right now to catch bass?
Idling and finding schools and then fishing those. And then, like I said, this crank, that's a big plug, a big spoon, hair jig, normal offshore lead stuff. And then really, honestly, it's if you want to do find the brim beds, those are loading up pretty good. And then those drops where you got, a drop 8 or 10 foot deep and eelgrass falls off. And a lot of that you can see the bait will be out in the kind of in the middle if there's a little ditch running through there. The bait will be around. One nice trick is if you know the bait's there, especially early in the morning, you can take the boat and run it through there a time or two, bust that bait up, and those fish tend to get active. So that's kind of the three things that I've been fishing.
Gotcha.
I'll go back to say something. Dave said it first, idling. Go back and watch the Chris Flint show. I hate shameless plug on the Monday night show, but go back and watch because he actually dropped some really good juice on that side skin.
What's the name of the Monday night show?
The weigh-in. It's
there
the
we
weigh-in.
go. Yeah, that's right.
But no, that I tried it, messed around with it, but then I went on the boat with Eric at Lanier, and he was showing me exactly how Chris was doing it. And holy crap, it'll actually change your mind about if you get stuck on side skin. Doing some of the stuff he talked about in that show is really cool stuff.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. And I tell you, a little thing with side scan is whenever I set my side scan, if I'm scanning, set it once you know what you're looking at, set it and leave it. Leave it at a certain thing, because what'll happen is if a stump doesn't look like a stump at 80 feet versus 100 feet versus 120 feet.
Right.
And once you train your eye to it, then start going out if you want to go out, but learn your side scan without doing this with it, because like I said, it's hard if you're changing how far you're scanning, things will look different. Learn it at a certain thing. A
really cool trick that he showed me, that Eric showed me was, and he talked about it, I believe. So idle something that you know what it is. Let's say it's a stump, or let's say it's a road bed. Pause your screen and then change your color palette, because then you can actually get your eyes adjusted to something you know what it is. And you can, it takes so much effort out of it if you're trying to idle and change color palettes as you idle, you really don't get to focus on it. But that one thing that you know what it is, you can change the palette, and it actually, I don't know, it helped me. So it's really cool.
And everybody's color palette is kind of just individual.
I change mine up every month or two. Sometimes like a lot of times I run, like on my Ford, I run green. But here lately I've been running one of the yellow looking things that I used to run on Lanier a lot. And two, it depends on what I'm looking at. So if I'm idling for looking for fish and all that, I'm usually 80 foot. If I'm on Lanier and I'm looking for brush piles, I'll suck that sucker out to 120. So like I said, really train your eye on what it is, and don't get worried going 60, 80, 120, 60, 80, because you'll never figure it out.
Right.
Okay, there you go. Now, River Rat, I held this up. This is actually one of yours. So I am tying them. I'm just way behind. You know, like Kevin says, you'll get it in 6 months. Ain't that right, Kevin?
Just in time for spring.
Are you getting down to 6 months? You must be catching up.
4 to 6 business months.
My bad, guys, but yeah, I'm doing it. All right, good deal. That's some good stuff on Guntersville. Now let's transition, because I want all of you guys to weigh in on this, because I got to thinking about it. You know, we went to Icast last year, and there's always your best in show, right? We go in, if you're fortunate enough to go and you get in on a Tuesday night, you go in, they got all the new products from all the companies set over to the side in this little area, and you can go in and they give you this nice little piece of paper, and you can vote for best of show and do all this stuff. If you guys remember 2 years ago, 2.5 years, it was that Slobber Knocker. You know, Berkeley got it on that. Last year there were some other companies, but I wanted to go back because we got Icast coming up in basically a month. It's about a month away, and we'll see all the new stuff this year. But I wanted to go back and kind of go through some of the freshwater bass baits from last year and see if any of you guys, whether in the comment section or whatever, if you actually got one, and if you actually threw it, and if you did throw it, what did you think about it then, and what do you think about it now? So I think it'd be kind of interesting to see. This first one right here, I'm going to pull up. This was, let me get my list so I make sure that I say it right. Glad you guys can't see my desk. It looks like a hurricane came through here already.
Yeah.
But this was, it's terrible. I got 4 computers in front of me right now. This was your best in show freshwater hard bait from last year. Okay. This is the Rapala claptail.
Oh, the old STD bait.
How many of you guys actually threw that bait? Got one, threw it. What do you think about it? Did any of you? Because I did not. You know, I hate a whopper plopper. I'm not going to do it.
No.
Tim?
No.
Dave?
I'm with you. You look like a whopper plopper. I moved right along.
Dave,
Not yet, but I will by the fall.
you will
Well,
buy
it's
the
got a
fall.
metal blade on it. I think is what makes it different.
Okay, but here's the thing. We're 5 guys. Guys in the comment section, if you have one, if you used one, throw it out there. Let us know what you think about it, because that right there, what you're seeing on the screen, that was your number one voted from all the people freshwater hard lure of 2025. I have not thrown one yet, and I probably never will. I'm sure
No.
I'm sure it's great, but I didn't. All right, so why did you guys not go out and get one?
I mean, it's a whopper plopper.
Right.
I mean,
Whopper plopper.
I had back surgery, so I got an excuse.
I guess for me, again, all it was a souped up whopper plopper, and it had a terrible name. I just wasn't. To me, I didn't think it should have won best in show, and I kind of boycotted it. I guess I don't really throw a whopper plopper though at all.
No,
So,
I'll
Dave
throw a
is-
buzz bait.
Yeah.
I'm the only one.
Danny, is it still where the groups should have so many people like Berkeley used to? Does Rapala have a good showing of people that show up?
Well, they won, so I would say so.
yeah, they got a big booth over there.
It's leaning that way.
Well, I don't know. Let's look over here. And Greg, I'll get to your question right here in a second. So Eric didn't throw it. Patricia said the Minner took over all the hard baits, and that's kind of I mean that I can see that too.
She's not wrong.
No, and then Gil masturbate.
Say that,
I
say
got it.
that again. Say
Got
that
it.
again. I didn't hear it.
And there
Hey,
goes the demonetization for that show.
have not thrown it because there are other brands that I throw. Said Gil masturbate. Jeff Brazil said no for me. Look at Kevin. We almost got vapor lock.
How long has it been since we've had a vapor lock?
Well, he's
He's
got one
almost
there.
there.
Look at that.
He's there, buddy. He's there.
Kevin,
Yep.
you got
Purple.
he's gonna show it.
Breathe,
Breathe.
Father Time.
I'm good.
You sure? Okay, he's talking. He's good.
He's gonna shark. I can't give you mouth to mouth or nothing. You're a little bit far away.
Now,
Okay. All right. Good. All right. There we go.
Man.
But Jess says no for me. I have enough whopper ploppers that I don't already use, and that was kind of like the theme of last year. There were very few new things. Most of it was kind of like, and we'll get to them, kind of like noodling on other stuff. So let's pull up.
Yeah.
If you remember last year or Icast, it was the fuzzy dice. Everybody was talking about the fuzzy dice. That was huge talk.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and skip down to a couple of them right here. Like this is your Z-Man Fuzzy TRD.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically you took an existing TRD, you slapped 8 strands of silicone through it, and there's your new product. Now, it did not win any awards, but this is what was at Icast last year. Now, let me ask you guys this. How many of you guys have thrown a fuzzy TRD or something similar on a Ned rig? You guys don't throw Ned rigs very much anyway.
No.
nope.
Dave,
I haven't tried it.
I'm not a Ned rig person.
I didn't
No,
figure
me.
you would. But
Now, I'll
I do.
throw a Ned rig sometimes, but I hadn't thrown the fuzzy TRD.
Well, let me ask you something. Why not?
Good question. I did try the dice. I caught a respectable brim.
A respectable brim.
He was, I mean, he was like pan size. He fought me all the way to the boat, gentlemen.
There you go. Well, since you guys brought it up, here's one right here. This is your Strike King Tumbleweed. Now, that is more of a dice bait compared to your Koikis and such. But still looks like, I'm sure it's a good bait. Any of you guys throw it?
No.
That's almost like an Ocho if you look at the shape of it.
Not the Strike King, but the dice, yes.
You have to throw the dice. Now, we're not talking about Corky. We're talking about like a Dungeons and Dragons dice with some stuff to it.
Yeah, I've done the Yamamoto and whatever that one is.
Well,
I did the dice. I had it on drop shot, and that's when I caught that monster brim.
In all fairness, Dave did dress up as a fuzzy dice for Halloween. So.
He did.
Oh,
Yeah.
He did. It
I
was
was foreshadowing stuff.
Exactly.
quite the monstrosity. Eric said, I made a few with Cinco's and some skirt material. Didn't ever do any good with it. And Jeff Brazil said, another no. I got fuzzy dice I never use also. So he bought some. Now, Dave, just out of curiosity, what was it like? I mean, now Tim said he caught a respectable brim. How did you do?
I did. I threw it on drop shot. They bite it. I've started playing around with a little bit of shallow, like brim beds and stuff, and it's. I mean, it gets bit. I'm not locked into. I don't enjoy it as much as I do throwing a big worm up there and reeling it. But the thing is weighting it right and getting the right rod, and I'm still playing with some of that. I don't think I have that anywhere close to right. So maybe if I had when I figure out the right setup, maybe it'll be a little bit better. But everybody on Guntersville's throwing it. I'm like, there ain't nobody throwing a worm out here. I'm gonna just throw a worm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they've seen 100 of them.
Now, Greg says fuzzy dice works on kiwi, and I'm sure they work. I'm just curious. It's not that whether these baits work or don't work. I'm curious as how many of us we saw it went out and bought it. You know what I'm saying? The Icast was kind of like, "Ooh, I got to have that."
Now,
Yeah.
do you think the fuzzy dice thing was so big because the Koike was already out, I believe, and they were trying to put a spin on that because the Koike was there but not there, and people hadn't really, I guess, had figured out the size or shape or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think there was a availability. I think of the Koike was
Right.
the issue.
They were just trying to put something out there. Hey, we're going to fuzz up this bait and make it the next great thing.
Well, the other thing with the Koike was it was pretty expensive, and
Oh, yeah.
obviously has gone up a little bit more since then. And I think that probably turned a lot of people off until everybody started winning everything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've talked to a few guys. You know, everybody talks about, well, that's expensive for the size bait it is, how much plastic's in it. But I've heard those molds are outrageous. Like if you're gonna pour a urchin
Oh,
bait,
I'm sure. I mean, look at all the tentacles on that thing. That's a lot of. It's got to be injected mold to get it down that thin.
Oh, it has to be. Dave, do
Yeah,
you
I
think
mean, it's got to be pushed in there.
Dave,
Some sort of pressure.
what's your opinion on the Koike on Toledo or Rayburn?
I don't. I'm gonna tell you, it's new. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I really don't.
Yeah.
You know, fish is a fish. If they like them on Guntersville and Lanier, they probably like them there too.
I haven't heard a place yet they won't catch fish with them.
No, it's just that new thing. I mean, we were there the fall the horny toad came out.
Yeah.
My buddy had them and I didn't, and I paid dearly for it. It's just it's a new bait, something they hadn't seen. You know.
Listen, I'm gonna skip a couple. I'll come back to you guys. But Captain Morgan, what's up, buddy? He's rolling down the road listening to the live one, eating a cheesy bean and rice burrito, looking at my fuzzy dice dangling from my rear view mirror. Like that's
Hope you got some dude wipes somewhere nearby.
Yeah, dude, why? That's old school.
My wife asked me tonight, she goes, what do you want for dinner? You want Chick-fil-A or Taco Bell? I was like, we're going to go with Chick-fil-A before the show. I'm not eating a bean burrito before the show. So
You could have had a big salad like me.
yeah.
Probably would have been the same result, sir.
Well, I can tell you by the way my stomach's gurgling, it probably will be before this show's over with. Right there. 2.25 pounds of absolute greenery and
I cannot
fiber.
believe you had a salad that big.
Well, I kind of was experimenting too. I wanted to see how long it would keep me full. But I probably could have fed like a third of the damn rabbits in this world with what I ate tonight. It was a lot.
2.5 pound salad.
Yeah. Nobody knew how the Koike was going to work or how to rig it. That's true. But I don't remember at Icast. I remember it coming out. People were kind of talking about it. But I think the buzz with the Koike kind of really started kicking a lot of butts when the pros started, this coming up. They started like winning tournaments on it.
Yeah.
I think that's what really led to the craze, because they've been out, but it was still kind of unknown.
Well, you had the one guy on Smith Lake. I can't think of which one it was. It was one of the Japanese anglers, one over at Smith Lake with it, and people started talking about it. But then we had Icast, and everything was fuzzy. And then it this year's when it kind of just blew up, or the end of last year when it blew up with it, and now we're all Koike crazy.
Yeah, right here. Here's a good example. I had the hide-ups for 6 months, pulled them out this week. I now believe in them.
Hey, speaking of hide-up, I never saw the Judy fish. We haven't. That was one of those ones we were going to grab, and I haven't even bought any yet.
It's on my. Well, I didn't put it on here. Yeah, the Judy fish was something that came out, and I know some guys that used it. They really like it. I have yet to use it. I have to be honest. I have not used it.
We did our Spro order, and they were back ordered.
Yes.
So we did. I forgot all about them until just now.
Yeah, and I never got them, so there you go. I have to talk to them guys right there. Taco Bell is phenomenal.
Amen.
especially if you
It
can
is.
find out one with a chili cheese burrito.
Not in high pressure situations.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Fisher won Martin on it, and that's what started the craze. And
Yeah.
Taku
Taco. Yeah.
on Smith Lake. Ito had it on Smith
What's
Lake.
the most popular size people are throwing? This is
19?
a 17.
Full cast, right? 17 or the full cast, I would say. One of those two. What would you throw, Dave, if you were going tomorrow?
No, in Guntersville, I throw the big one.
Yeah.
I've caught more fish on the little one, but I'd probably throw the big one.
And Christy, of course, he just won the tournament using it. Did y'all hear Christy talk about it on Mercer? It was hilarious. I didn't realize that's what won the tournament for him. Yeah, and that was kind of some of the talk, Morgan. Guys were like, I can't believe Christy was throwing the Koiki and all that. But I'll tell you this, listen, like Drew Cook and them, they believe in that bait. They love that stuff for sure. They're building, and you guys are talking about Taco Bells and stuff in the thing. Let's go. Let me pull up another one. Coleman says 17 on Lanier, full cast on a largemouth lake. Makes sense there. That makes sense right there. All right, here's the next bait I'm going to pull up. And this was the freshwater soft lure best of show at Icast last year. And I want to know if any of you guys went and bought one. It is the Swag LT line through swim bait by Z-Man. Does any of you guys out there own a Swag LT swim bait by Z-Man?
No.
I don't own the Swag, but I own the one that I guess was a year earlier, whatever it is. I can't think of it, but it's the line through Z-Man, and it's really good. But I didn't buy the Swag.
Too. I've got it too. Same one Tony does.
Yeah, I can't think of the dang name of it right off the top of my head.
Dave, what about you?
No.
Would you throw that?
I will. I mean, I throw something similar. I throw a Scottsboro or a,
I don't think I'd go with the perch color.
The Ignite is the one I tend to go to. But
Squadron, wasn't it the Squadron, Tony?
Shadtron.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Now, that perch color might work over here on the Coosa backwaters and stuff because there's a lot of perch in there.
Yeah, Eric says nope. Jeff Brazil says no. Coleman says that's a gaff of a hook. It does look that way in the picture.
What size
it's really not bad. It's not a bad hook for at least the Shadtron's not. I think they're about the same hook, honestly.
How big is that thing? The picture?
I don't know. I just pulled it off.
4 to 6 inches, maybe.
Yeah,
about 4 to 5 inches at most.
I lie about length and stuff, so I'm not the guy to do it.
Yeah, I'm not one to.
That's a big swim
for
bait to me.
judgment.
Yeah.
on Tackle Warehouse, they come in a 5-inch and a 6-inch.
So the one like that I threw that was the line through was the Zal Dangerous.
Yeah.
And the reason is because that one that they got colored Texas Gizzard, I don't care. I don't know who the hell named it. It's a rainbow trout.
Yeah.
It looks just like a rainbow trout. And then Eric said, I don't know if it's a sickle hook, Captain Morgan. It looked like
Hang on, I had it pulled up.
What kind of hook is it?
Let me see if it says in the description here.
I can't remember what they call that hook, but it's kind of like.
It almost looks like a spear point.
Yeah.
It does look like a spear point.
But
It
it's
just
not
comes
quite
and
as
says.
much.
Yeah, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say the style hook. I don't see the style hook. It is. Yeah, it doesn't say on.
I don't think it's as
Warehouse.
big a thick diameter hook as it looks.
No.
It's definitely not as big as one I throw on when I throw that Ignite.
Coleman, that's what I say right there. That's big enough to satisfy anyone.
Right on, sir.
Eric says, I got the Zal Dangerous. Haven't caught many on it, but it catches a bigger class when it catches. And that's true. And I really was impressed with the Zal Dangerous. I really thought it was pretty cool. What's up, Tom? And
so that picture you shared of the Swag, somebody else said in the comments that it comes with a treble hook as well.
Yeah, that's
And
right there.
On the Tackle Warehouse, you can see it's got a treble on the bottom and it's got that hook on top. So
it's got that magnet hook like the what's that?
No, I don't think it's a magnet. It's 6 inches.
It's the wire, just like the coal shad. It's got a wire holder.
So Darian Moss says it's got a good hook, but the harness inside it is fragile. So
really,
so Darian's throwed it. So there you go. And
Did
Eric,
you break one, Darian?
Yeah, Darian. Be honest. Let give us.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, did you have a good one on and it spit it back at you or something?
And Eric, I'm going to say that comment right there is what all of us that have to deal with short guy syndrome says, just to make us feel better. So, right, that's what we say for sure.
There you go.
How about this bait? Okay, this right here is a Booyah Flashpoint jerk bait. Got that funky looking head on it right there. Did any of you guys buy one or have throwed one of these things?
I do.
No.
I have.
Okay.
So, Kevin, if you'll remember, I was throwing a jerk bait on Notley at one point, and that's what I was using. It was the chartreuse silver, the one that. So I think Alex actually posted a picture on the group page one time, and it's who's the guy that's on BTL all the time? That's the older gentleman. I can't think of his name. He paints baits all the time.
Scalise?
Anyway, yeah, Frank.
Yep.
He Scalish. He did a special paint on that particular bait. So I bought the deep diver and the shallow diver, and that's the jerk bait I was using on Notley when I caught the jerk bait fish.
Did you catch any jerkbait fish?
I caught one. It was a little bitty, but I caught one. We were on that point before we realized all them big ones were sitting off the end of that point. We were just inside, and I caught that one with a jerk bait, and then you started wearing me out on that dang shaky head.
Good old shaky head. Now, Ken says, I hope Danny's eating candy. I actually put 4 gummies in my mouth, and it was not those kind of gummies. I wish I had some. I was going ahead and I'm pre-gaming with my melatonin because after the show, I can't go to sleep. Yeah. I'm up till like 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm pre-gaming, babe. Darian says, yes, he did. So he did break one. Can you tell us how? I'm curious,
I'm assuming he's talking about the treble hook harness. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
right?
Well, he said it was
something about the harness in it was.
Yeah. He said the harness
because the big hook's a line through. Well, I've never used that one, but I know the Shadtron's a big line through, so I've never tore anything up with it.
Now that's the only thing I didn't like about the Zal Dangerous one. You talking about a pain in the ass to get that line through there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it was one of those, it was kind of like your first date. You just kind of have to feel around a little bit. And then finally you hit it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dave, I was just trying to get you to smile down there, Dave. I mean,
I don't know what you're saying, Danny.
Well, that's because y'all didn't do that stuff back in like the 20s.
Explain it to me.
Explain it. Draw him a picture.
Lucy, explain it to me.
I'll draw you a picture afterwards right there.
I think I've got one of those Zal Dangerous swim baits, and it took me about 20 minutes to get the darn thing on the line.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
That's just too much work.
I got them too.
Well, you get guys that you'll see them making YouTube videos where they got like a stirrer straw, and they're doing all that kind of stuff through it and everything. Like, I ain't got time for that. So I would just take the hook out, and I would just take my line, and I just like, I'm going in blind, and I'm just feeling, and then eventually it's like, yeah, and it's through there, and I tie my hook, and there we go. But now the Zal Dangerous utilizes a magnet on the inside, right?
Yes.
Remember, as you pull the hook back, there's a magnet inside that holds the.
Yeah.
But it's designed that if a fish gets on, it can break loose right there. And I made Fishy Nick laugh. I'm glad I made somebody laugh tonight. There you go. Skipping it under docks. This is how he broke it, guys. Skipping it under docks. The harness inside the bait got bent, and it would swim sideways. I had to bend it back every few casts, but it caught fish. So he didn't necessarily break it. He bent it like a spinner, like a buzz bait or something. Had to work it back. Interesting. Okay, there you go. All right, how about this one? All right. You guys will recognize this one right here.
Is that the hog?
That's the Hogfather Jr. Yeah, Strike King. Yeah. How many of you guys threw that?
I did not.
Neither did I.
Have.
Does anybody own one?
No.
I got them.
Okay, well, Kevin, you got everything. Do you throw it?
Yeah, I threw it. I haven't caught anything on it, but I've thrown it. I'm just on Allatoona, so I can't tell you what it would do on a big fish lake.
Right.
Okay. Well, Allatoona's got some big fish in it, so
I ain't few and far between.
Okay. Here's Eric. He's giving me the secret. I put a little crease in the end of the line and point the crease up.
Yeah.
Almost kind of like you're doing a what's that knot? Drop shot knot.
Palomar.
Palomar, yeah.
Palomar.
What's up, Wonk 82? Ain't seen you in a while. I got some Citizen swim baits, and I swear they hit the water like a fat kid off the high dive. What are you saying? They make a splash?
Cannonball!
You know, well, I mean, that's one of the things I'm not very good. I'm not a big swim bait guy, but they do. I don't have the touch, so it does sound like something just got shot out of a tree over the water when they land. What are you looking at, Tony? I see you see.
I was going to ask a question. You had the hog farmer or hog, whatever it was.
I'll pull it back up. I'll pull it back up.
No, you don't have to pull it back up. I just got a question.
Oh.
So, looking at swim baits or glide baits, stuff like that, you start thinking, okay, well, how can they really make a bait different? And my question for the purists if there's any watching, do you really trust a bait once it gets mass produced by the big companies? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I've never thrown this one, but I think that seems to be everybody goes to the smaller companies, swim bait
Maybe because of quality control.
Yeah, everybody was talking that one up, and it didn't win. I don't think it won Best of Show.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Yeah, because it's hard bait. But I just wonder if people see it go, well, that's Rather's making that one. I don't trust it. I don't know. Yeah, Berkeley gets they get dogged about their different glide baits they've got, and then you get Strike King, but everybody seems to go towards the smaller guys, the actual makers of swim baits. I guess is what I'm trying. Even though Hogfather, that was he definitely made the baits. He just kind of teamed up with Strike King.
Well, oh, good grief! I love the guy to death, and his name's Buka.
Yeah.
Rather makes the Buka baits, but I think with Buka, he does the really resin ones, and then with Rather they do the more affordable.
Yes.
ABS or whatever it's made out of, whatever. So, in that situation, I think Rather said, okay, we're going to take a great bait that's fairly expensive, and we're going to make it where it's a little more affordable for people. And so, but at least with those two baits, you see a noticeable difference,
right,
in what they're made out of. So I don't know. It's a good thought. I'm curious. You guys out there, answer it in the comments.
I've got the ABS Buka baits. Have never caught a fish on it. My glide baits fish have all come from a Buka bait that's resin. It's just I don't know, something about it's just different. I don't know why, but I mean maybe I'm just overthinking it too. So
all right, I'm gonna one more comment, and then we're gonna do our question of the night. So Kevin, you start getting ready right there. Coleman says the only bait ever worthy of winning an award is the Berkeley Credge.
But where did it go? Nobody talks about it anymore.
A lot of those. I mean, guys still throw it, but you're right. It doesn't get discussed like it did.
Yeah, it's not in the spotlight anymore.
Dave, do you throw the Credge any at all?
I've never thrown it. To me, that's more of a niche bait.
Mm-hmm.
And those don't seem to be around. I mean, they have their purpose, they have their place. We're probably in the middle of it, sitting here in North Georgia with herring and all that kind of stuff. And they do catch some. There's a Berkeley guy on Guntersville that throws it a good bit, and they do catch some fish on, especially when they're schooling and all that stuff. But it's not one of those things. To me, that's kind of the category I put that in. It's not something I'm gonna pick up and throw all the time.
Yeah.
But I heard some juice on Guntersville with that Credge, reeling it back.
Yeah.
And they were wiping it. I've heard that from several guys.
Yeah.
I had somebody fishing with me that threw it. I mean, he was getting bit, but I mean, it wasn't like any weight to him.
So two things with that when you say Credge, this is what pops out in my mind. Guys going for big brown trout in rivers are throwing the Credge and reeling it like, what you guys were saying, just reeling it. The big brown trout, they'll knock the hell out of a Credge. And number two, guys like Emil and the guys on Lake Lanier, that thing was made to be almost fished like a flutter spoon. But if you remember, they got to throw that thing on top water, reeling it on top of the water. So they found a different use than what it was designed for.
It's that kind of deal where it can do multiple things. Yep. And I think that's some of the appeal to it. It's like a big flutter spoon. The last time I was on Lanier, probably last summer, they would not come up me a top water bait. Nothing I threw, fluke, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I finally dug out a big flutter spoon, 6-inch, 8-inch flutter spoon, threw it out there, land on top of a brush pile, and just reel it as fast as you can reel it. and I loaded the boat.
Yeah.
So it does have multiple purposes.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So time for our question of the night. Here's what you're going to win if you get it. First of all, the best plug knocker on the market. That's the Money Saver Lure Retriever right there. And listen, I don't have to shop anymore, but if you want one and you don't win it, you can go to the moneysaverstore.com. I got the link in the description. On Facebook, I do, and then I will have it after the show's over. I will have it. So that's one part. And then, of course, here, the big jig box, if I get it right there, by Groove Tackle. All right, Groove Fishing. If you don't win it, you can go to groovefishing.com. This thing is badass. You can put your regular bass jigs in it. You can put your heads in it, whatever. But these silicone, I don't know how great you can see it right there, but those little slices in that silicone, once you put a hook in that thing right there, you can take this thing, throw it upside down, whatever.
Mhm.
It ain't letting go.
How many jigs can you put in that box, Danny? It looks like a lot.
You know, what's crazy is for the size of it, you can. I will just say this. Let me count.
40?
1, 2, 3.
I know that one we gave away that was loaded. I know Bo was over there. My grandson was over for a while loading that thing.
That's a lot.
I think, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think in each one of these things, there's 20 slices, 20 sections. And it just,
So you're looking at roughly 100 baits.
Depending on what size hook and what it is.
75.
Let's face it, if you got 50 jigs in there, that's still a lot of jigs.
Oh, you could put 50 bass jigs in there, no doubt.
That's what I'm saying. That's a ton of jigs in a boat.
But like even Alex has one, and he puts like his shaky heads in it, his Minerin heads, whatever model Minerin heads and all that. Anything like that you can put in it. And the big thing is once it's in it, until you pull it out with your hands, it's not going anywhere. So whoever answers the question correctly gets both of these prizes. And again, congratulations to Diaz. I got to meet up with him Monday. He won the members only drawing, and he got the 4-bank battery tender boat charger that I got.
Wow.
And again, and guys, so like if we're gonna have another drawing into this month, and if you want to be a part of that, you can support the channel. Go on YouTube, hit the member support, $4.99 or $9.99 levels. What that gets you is if you got the $4.99, that gives you one drawing into the end of the month prize. If you go $9.99, you get 2. You help us keep the show going, and we try to give away some kick-ass prizes. So that will be here in a couple of weeks. Now, though, for tonight, Kevin.
Yes.
I have no idea what this question is. I haven't heard it, so let's lay it out there.
There is 2 answers, and Tim left. You ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Last week, we had Tom Mann Jr. on our Fish North Georgia podcast. What were the names of his first 2 tournament trails? Last week, we had Tom Mann Jr. on our FNG podcast. What were the names of his first 2 tournament trails?
All right, there you go. Tim must have had to go to the bathroom.
Better get another bourbon.
Yeah, that was getting ready to come out of my mouth. You beat me to it. So, Tony, do you know the answer? You were there.
I was there, but I remember vaguely, but I don't remember the exact answer is the problem.
Okay, well, so Kevin, can you see the answers on your side?
I can.
Okay, so you keep a looking at that. Let me go through some of these comments. Jeff Brazil says, I don't have a Hogfather Jr., but I've got about 75 other glides. And Doc Hollis said, now he's always doing this, referring to this rain in Lanier. Brooks and I wore them out 3 days after Helene. The lake had come up over a foot, caught a 5.2 and also a 10-pound striper. Lanier is one of those lakes that some nasty weather sometimes really fires them up, for sure. Eric says the Spro KGB little guy was better than the Hog Farmer to me, but the real KGB swims way better. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody talked up the Nessie at one point. That's true. Nobody throws anything like they're supposed to be thrown. Coleman says the Credge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, decide it really isn't a half bad riser bait. And that's kind of how they were doing it. Greg says the Credge still works. Now, here's the Fritz side. That's another bait that came out hot that, Tim.
Well, the Fritz side's great. The bill's too damn brittle.
Oh, I busted.
Yeah, you can't bounce that thing off too much, but man, does that little booger get bit?
It's a great bait.
Tim, did you go release or did you go fill up?
Well, I'm fairly certain I'm nursing a kidney stone. So I've been guzzling water, lemonade, and I was sitting here and I was like, I'll be back.
Well, next time take your phone with you because I want to hear that. Kadink.
If
when
it
that
wasn't
happens.
attached to the thing up here, I would. I'd be like, here, we're in the latrine now.
You do that, and I'll do play-by-play. We can do that. But anyway,
Especially if I pass a stone, you'll be like, "Did you see his eyes roll up in his head and then
that
fall over against the wall?" You'll be
that
back in a minute.
that's what I want to see. All right.
Yeah.
So Ken says, interesting how the Berkeley Lab Series got overshadowed by the Koike and the Berkeley MOBA. Or is it MOBA, Amoeba?
I think it's
Amoeba.
Meba.
Showed
Amoeba.
up fast. Exactly, Ken, 100%. And that's it did. And do you guys think that, again, I haven't thrown it. Do you think that max scent on that type of bait really will help it?
Probably can't hurt it.
Yeah,
It
couldn't hurt it.
it can't hurt it, but do you think it'll help it? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
scent.
Yeah, I mean, I think once let's face it, we're in the middle of the Koike craze. So once they get used to seeing a ton of it, it's going to take something like scent or something like that to change getting bit more. I think it will.
It might. All right. So, Wonk 82 guys, y'all are still looking at the answers, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're so far off base. I'm gonna get that jig box tonight.
Yeah. Hell, I think I already owe you the 2 money savers from the last time. I'll have to bring them to the expo and give them to you. Let's see, fellas. Excuse me. I just bought my first forward-facing sonar, and it's an Eagle Eye 9. Any tips for a beginner with it? Wonk, I will tell you this. Of course, with the Eagle Eye 9, of course, you lose some of the vision closer to the boat, right? I mean, there's that little blind spot. I believe that's. Have you guys messed with it? So there's that little blind spot.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I hadn't been on a boat with it. But yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
just use mine to find structure anyway. I hadn't figured out how to scope.
Yeah, let me read Coleman's answer to this. He says, I would turn the gain and sensitivity up until you see your bait, then back it down until you're comfortable. That's that's a good advice. I would just say, listen, just don't let it take away your instincts in fishing. You know how to fish already. Use it to add to it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Use
That's
it to
right.
add to it, because I've seen a lot of guys, especially in the electric only world, that would kick your ass in a tournament and they got live scope. Now, some of them still kick your ass, but then there's some guys that were really good that they don't win near as much as they used to because it took them out of their wheelhouse. These guys would go down the bank just wearing you out with a buzz bait, spinner bait, something really fast, power fishing. Got that thing, had a little bit of success, but it changed the way they fished, and they're not the same. I don't care what anybody says; they're just not. Eric said, "I poured my first jig tonight." You're gonna need that thing. Well, you better answer the question.
Yeah, I was so rooting for him. He needs this thing.
He needs it. Tom says someone said jig box. It's a great jig box. Ken, let's see, that was Ken's thing. I read that. Let's see. Now I'm down here with the answers. You guys are like that. So, has anybody heard any of the new releases for Icast this year? And I've got a couple more. I'm gonna pull the pictures up after we do the question.
I keep getting emails about registration and stuff, but
Well, you're gonna get that. But I mean,
yeah.
last year we kind of had an idea, but this year, like, I really don't know what's getting released. They're not really putting a lot out there. Which
No.
you guys are going to get to walk around. I got to work for digital. So you guys will get to go do all that. But it will be interesting because really, if we go back and think about it, basically they just stuck. I mean, we saw Cinco's with the jig material. No, nobody has won yet, Messick. Wasn't Hunter Shyrock knocked down a few big ones on a chop block? He might have.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he might. Some guys, I'm not saying it don't work. I'm just saying I'm wondering why we were there. We saw it win best in show, and none of us bought it. Y'all know I ain't going to throw it because it's Whopper Plopper.
Well, now he's talking about the chop block, which
Chop
is
block.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the
He
better
caught some
version
good
of
fish.
this.
Yeah, you're right. I screwed that one up. I suck. How about let's see, question, Tom Mann Jr., Fritz 230.
Yeah, Mike Geiger said he was late and he didn't get the question.
Tom Mann Jr.'s first 2 tournament trails. You guys said he was a hell of a guest. I hate I missed that one.
He was really cool.
Yeah,
He
we need
was
to get him
fun.
back on periodically. He's a great guy.
He said he'd come back on. I talked to him.
Oh, yeah,
after.
he enjoyed it. He even stayed past his bedtime and had a client the next morning.
See, he told me, he goes, I'll do the show, but I'm normally in bed at 9. And I said, give us an hour.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, we can figure out the second one.
Yeah, he got to an hour, and I was like, "Well, I know we got to let you go." He goes, "I'm good." Like,
Yeah,
all
Tony
right,
politely was like, "Hey, man, we appreciate you, but if you got to go," and he's like, "Nah, man, I'm having fun." So it's like,
We
let's
couldn't
roll.
even get to the questions. He was talking so much.
Well, see that's good though. That's a
It
good
was
thing.
outstanding. He had great stories.
And the fact that he didn't want to leave means you
Yeah.
Here's
guys
the answer to tonight's question. Y'all see it? There it is.
y'all did a really good job. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna pull up another picture, and you guys keep looking at the answers. Hopefully somebody win it right there. All right, so this right here is a Jackal drift fry. Now we had some of those in the shop, and that's a soft bait, but that lip right there makes it kind of have some jerk bait features, a little wobble to it. Did any of you guys throw that at all?
No.
I bought it, but I haven't thrown it.
And see, here's the thing: it's like I'm pulling up. These were all. How about this one? This is a Big Bites bait cliffhanger worm.
No.
It looks like a robo worm.
Yeah, you're right. How about this one? This is a Big Bites bait fuzzy sensation.
Nope.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what's crazy is I just nailed off some of the most popular things that were talked about during Icast last year. Not a single one of us went out and bought the bait or have thrown the bait. The viewers haven't talked about throwing them.
I bought the Booyah jerkbait.
Okay, so
That's right. Yeah, you did. And you said you were getting bid on it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I caught a fish on, but I don't tie it on regularly. But I did get bid on it.
So
But I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it after Icast. I literally bought it right before this last Notley tournament, maybe a month before. Not this last Notley, but the one that you and Rob fished and came in with a giant bag.
caught my bigot on a daggum weightless wacky boy. Sometimes you don't need all this new shit, for sure. But all right,
Some of my
Dave,
biggest fish have come on a wacky.
I know, Dave. Let me ask you this: so, like, how much? Because you got a lot of baits. I mean, I've seen your garage, and you go through it, and you're very knowledgeable and all that. When you have one of these big expos like Icast or something like that, and you see a hot bait come out, are you more apt to wait to go buy it, see, get some other results, or you buy into the hype?
I tend to wait a little bit, and it has to fit what I do. I've got a tub of stuff that I'm gonna give to a couple kids up there, and some of it's just old stuff and colors I don't throw anymore. But there's stuff in there I bought that I just don't throw. It doesn't suit what I like to do or fish or whatever I do. I still have if I come back to Georgia with the boat and I'm going to Lanier, I'll flip a lot of tackle just because I'm light lining and downsizes and stuff just because what we're doing. But I tend to wait. I don't check. The more I fish, the simpler it gets. It's just extra weight in a boat that I don't need. And like I said, I bought some Koikis and some munis and all the things just because they do catch fish. But that's probably the first new bait that I bought in 2 or 3 years that you would call the trend. Other than like a minnow,
Right.
So
Well, are you still big on the like French pearl or whatever that white?
for a rig, yeah.
Kitex, like you don't change you don't stray from that very often.
Not for my A rig. No, that they bite that French pearl pretty. I mean, I got a certain color fluke. I think it's called a smoking shad. Isn't that one of Tony? It's got the black on the back on the black, the black on the back, and it's kind of spark like that. That's Guntersville. I don't even bring it to Lanier.
I got you.
So.
Guys, I will say this. Listen, I didn't watch the show, but I think you need to account Tom Mann's age a little bit.
Yeah.
Was he 72, 74?
He'd been fishing, what, 40?
73. No, 72.
73.
He'd been fishing professionally, what, 40 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
At least.
He
He got
fished.
a late start.
Yeah, let's put it this way. He started fishing bass in 1984, and that was not his first.
Right. So you guys got to go far. And I'm just sitting there watching. I see some of the answers. I'm like, you guys got to go back.
Deeper, farther
Because
back.
I think we talked about it after the show in '84. He was already in his 30s. Is that what we said? Yeah,
We say it was what, 33 or something like
it was
that?
like 30 or something like that. Yeah,
Now, you know what? If you came out as a 30-something-year-old today in bass, you would be basically a grandfather. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Compared to
that's what
what,
we were talking about.
yeah.
The age difference.
What did he say about it? Because I'm not, again, I haven't even had a chance to go back and watch it yet.
What do you mean?
Like
As far as
the age difference. He got a late start. Did he mention anything about the young kids today and how it seems like it's getting younger and younger?
no, I don't think we really discussed. We talked about maybe giving some advice for the guys. He was more or less talking about working your sponsors. Like you need to work your sponsors if you got to give them value. We talked about that as far as the age goes, but he didn't really talk about the age difference in between when he started and when they start now. But
He did talk about the kids though being so much brighter with the use
Yes.
of electronics, and he is
Yeah.
he's not a fan of scoping.
Right. Oh, I could see that. I think, just
Yeah, he's not a fan of scoping. He's with Kevin on bed fishing. It's like, no.
yeah,
He
he said
don't bed fish either.
yeah, he took the scope off of his boat. He said because he felt like it took away from the guide trips when there was multiple people on the boat.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough right there. Tony, what about you? Because Dave said, he generally waits. Sometimes you're an impulse buyer.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be as much anymore because I was that. There's a reason I've got a bait wall in my garage that's slap full of stuff that never sees the boat because I buy a ton and the boat's full. I buy a ton of crap and I'm going, why do I buy 17 of those and I've never used one? I bought some minnows at the Classic and they have yet to see the water. I mean, stuff like, but I try not to buy as much anymore. So like with the Icast stuff, unless it's something I know I'm going to put on the boat, probably not. I'd probably wait for a little bit. And I'm like the Koikis. I've not bought a Koiki yet.
Fair enough. I mean, that's fair enough. I do know that, when you go into Icast, and we were talking about Berkeley and some bigger companies like that, they really like to push that marketing beforehand. It does help out with the best in show because at least when a lot of people go in there, they're like, they already know the product. And then, if you're some smaller company, you may not know what's there. But I don't know. I mean, Dave.
Don't let me lie to you. I don't have a Koiki. I did buy some Hags prickly pears that I'm waiting on to come in. So I do have some coming. I just don't have the Koikis yet.
Yes, they're coming.
That lab series is dead on legit. It is a good looking. It has a completely different action in the water. It is a good looking minnow.
You talking about the minnow itself?
The lab series, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's different about it?
It just has a different movement. Cass showed it to me. And I'm like, wow, that's like, I'd love to get some 6 or 7 inches and put it on the back of a scrounger. Get out there on those hard spots on Guntersville when that current's running. I promise you get your arm hurt.
Do you think the reason the lab series kind of got overshadowed with the Koiki deal, but do you think people were just minnowed out? Like, I mean, it was a new minnow every 7 days, it seemed like.
It was weird because, Fisher won right before the Classic, right? Mm-hmm. And then the lab series came out and it was a lot of hype because they weren't supposed to talk about it. They weren't supposed to release it. They weren't supposed to show it all the things. And they kind of loosened it up on that. But then guess what? Here come the Koiki again. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when I went to saw Kaz, and I want to say that was after the Classic, or maybe right before. I don't remember what the timing was. There wasn't. I'm serious. I walked up and down that dock at Wheeler and looked at it. There was not a single pro boat that came in there. I saw them without menace, but every one of them had a Koiki, and it was probably 40 boats, 25 to 40 boats that came in that day.
How about this, Darian? And listen, Darian, when you guys give, this is not negative, but when you have an experience with something, we want to know about it like that. He said he was disappointed with the Lab Series finesse worms. Caught fish, but no better than my regular robo worms. So, I mean, it's not a terrible experience, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and Messiki was replying to you. Nobody has won it yet. Do you think that we're pretty close to being Koiki'd out? Just like you said?
I don't think so yet.
We got 2 or 3 years.
I was going to say we went about 2 to 3 years with the minnows, and everybody made a different minnow, and then I think we got 2 to 3 years on the Koikis. And I think the difference, honestly, just speaking from somebody who hadn't thrown it yet, watching the different pros throw it, the different ways they're winning with it. You're winning with forward facing. You're winning without forward facing. You fish it like a jig. You fish it like a top water. I think it speaks to everybody that fishes And now people are going, oh, I don't have to use forward face, and I can throw it like I'm throwing my jig. And I think that's why it's the fad that it is right now, and it may last a while.
And it's a different profile. I'm gonna say, obvious elephant in the room. One of the biggest attractions to a minnow when it hit was you had a bait that you could weight and you could keep it in the strike zone on a suspended fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you kept it in his face. You do that and chase him around long enough, odds are eventually that sucker is going to at least nibble it.
Mhm.
And that corky does the same thing with the displacement of the water. You can keep it in front of that fish for a very long time based off how you weight it. And I think that just makes a difference. Because everything else is, I either got to eat it or let it go. No, I can get to look and think about this.
Yeah.
And it just stays there. I think that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I get that.
And
You
I
know-
think another thing with the koiki too, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Danny, but
No.
another thing with the koiki is there's no right way to rig it. So there's a million different ways people are trying it, and they're finding different ways to do it. And I think, like with the minnow, it's like, here's a ball head jig and a minnow. There you go. That's the game. Now it's like, if you can find a way to put a hook through it, you can. Here's the newest way to rig a koiki and fish with it.
Yeah,
So,
some people are using frog hooks with a weight,
I mean,
Yeah.
Big troubles.
belly weight hooks. That's what Tom Mann said he uses.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've
And
tried the belly weight hook after the show with him. I put a belly weight. I was like, I won't do that. And I tried it. I mean, I get bit, but it's on the little bitty fuzz balls or whatever they're called, but not
Fuzzy
the koiki.
balls.
Yeah, fuzzy balls.
Well, you know that, but you bring up a good point with that, Tony. You're right, because even though everybody says they don't know how to throw it, you really can't throw it wrong.
Nope.
No.
I mean, what is a wrong way to throw a koiki? Can you guys like off the
It's
top
almost
of your
like a
head?
wacky. There's no wrong way to throw it. You can either throw it up in skinny water, or you can throw it out at the end of the dock and let it fall.
Yeah.
You can
It's
rig it
just rigging
weedless.
it that you get a good hookup. That's where
Well-
really people are really focused on right now is what's the best way to rig it and still get a hook in a fish.
Well, how do you do
Right.
it? How do you do it, Dave?
I've done it on a that finesse Nico on a drop shot and basically just thread it. I actually thread it on through the hole that's in it
Mm-hmm.
and run it up on the thing. I got a fuzzy thing and a hook right there. I put trebles through them.
I got some hooks and weights in today to try. I got quad trebles. I've got the trigger hook from Renault or Ryogi or whatever it's called,
Mhm.
and I've got some weird anchor looking weights that go inside the hooks with a hook. I'm gonna try different ways. I mean, I've spent $150 on stupid ways to rig it and the baits themselves.
And with the tentacles, it helps it be a little weedless.
Right.
You know, for like a treble, you wouldn't think you'd throw a treble on Guntersville. You can, but it actually makes it fairly weedless.
It's just so interesting, though. It is the one bait that over the last however many years we've been doing this show, that there seems to be really no right or wrong. You know what I mean? And Tim, yeah, you're right with the wacky, but you know, you're not going to suspend a wacky crazy guys like me might do it, but most guys ain't going to wait for a weightless one to get down there and suspend it. But they will this koiki. You know what I'm saying? They'll take this and they'll put it, and then everybody's looking for the very next best way to throw it. And it's kind of like you can throw everything, because if you watch the pros, they're working it like a jerk bait.
Yep.
Mhm.
And a lot of them guys, they're working it like a jerk bait. And I saw a guy he put a video out today, and I forget which brand it was, but he was kind of showing the way he rigged it. But it was in a pool, it'd go down, and as it fell, you know, it wasn't doing that much. All the tentacles were out, but the second he hopped it up, it was almost like an octopus looking kind of. They all
Kind of
flew to the back,
swims and
flew to the
swims.
back, flares up, sinks slow, flares up. So I mean, it's
that's
the most.
probably more than your average bass can tolerate for any length of period of time before they strike it.
well,
Well,
it's-
the one thing I've heard from a lot of the guys, and I can't remember if it was Coleman that when he was on the show, but they were talking about the water display, the koiki, why it's so much. They like it so much better is it actually the tentacles are a little stiffer, so it displaces way more water. Like it moves a ton of water when you do jerk it, like you're talking about, and that makes a huge difference.
Do y'all remember? I mean, Tim, Tony. Last year was the first year you went with us, right?
Yes.
But Tim, didn't you go the year before?
Right.
Yep.
But I don't remember hearing all the hype about a koiki at Icast.
No.
I did.
No,
they're keeping it hush.
what were they talking about it then, Kevin?
They were getting them in from
No,
Japan.
I went that
They
year,
were
and I don't
talking
remember
about
them talking about it.
Because hell, Kevin would have
No,
bought it. Kevin would have bought it.
it was like all new hard baits and a few other things. I think when we finally went and browsed the little secret spot, they only let you in certain times back there.
So let me ask you that though: is that kind of good marketing? Because we've talked about doing this, with other things, and I've talked to some business guys. Sometimes when you create,
Got a winner.
Yeah, I think you got a winner.
Who won?
Fish Lips.
Thank God. What was the answer?
Project Sports Incorporated and the Hungry Fisherman.
Well, there you go, Fish Lips. Congratulations. That's pretty awesome. If I don't have your address, hit me up on Facebook. You can either do it through Danny Pruitt or Fish North Georgia. Give me your address, and you'll get it within 6 months.
4 to 6 business months.
At some point, I will put it in a package, and I will go up to the post office.
Listen, I was rooting for Eric because I could pick it up from you this weekend and bring it to Eric and give it to him. So.
Patricia got one of them right, and I was like, you're 50%, but I didn't tell her which one was right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Closest for a long time.
All right, Tony, take over for about 30 seconds while I go drain my bladder.
No, he gonna leave me in the middle of it. He'll love it.
Yeah.
Salad hitting?
No, I just got to pee. I got to walk 5 foot over here, and I got to pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, listen,
one of the new baits there, Tony.
I thought he already went.
We're gonna be quiet and listen to you. Everybody, turn your volume up.
I did go through, but Joe Bennett's got a question down there on the bottom.
All right, what we got? All right, here we go, Joe. We're gonna bring up another one here in a minute, but I want to touch on Joe's real fast. So, do you guys buy into the fact that bait may be etched in their minds from when they were young, and a koiki maybe resemble a microorganism? That's actually probably not a bad thought.
That's an interesting theory.
Well, a lot of the things you hear about come out of Japan, and everybody knows that, but they say those lakes over there are so pressured that these guys have got to continue to find something that's different.
Right. Makes you wonder what they're on now.
I personally think it's just something that's different in the water, and their predatory instincts like kill it, so they go over basically to strike it.
Yeah. It
like I said, it was kept very quiet. Those Japanese guys were using it long before, and they are the masters of being ninjas, if you will, and hiding. So there was fish weight on a koiki before the craze hit.
They're saying that we're 3 years behind the Japanese. By the time it gets here, they're already 3 years ahead on something. That's why I said I wonder what they're throwing now, because they keep it hush hush. We don't know it for sure. Yeah. Darian wants to know: does anybody throw the koiki shrimp or the koiki fish?
Well, I was going to say I heard the last part of that comment when I was putting my headphones on, and what I have heard through the grapevine is that the shrimp style baits are going to be your next big thing.
Really?
That I've heard. Companies are coming out with Hide Up's got them.
Yeah.
But I've heard that there's other companies that are putting out some shrimp style baits that, I mean, you got to think about coming from Japan, like you said, like I heard you say, they got to do something different.
We're 3 years. We're 3 years behind the Japanese on that stuff.
Yeah.
And Fishlip says, LMAO, you don't even know who this is.
I probably do, but damn, I'm old, man. I forget, and I take medicine to help me try to remember. So
it's not working.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, shit. And you know what? If they would just on social media let everybody put their name, that would be so much easier for me.
Yes, it would.
But if Fish Lips, if I know you, I love you. But I you know what's embarrassing? It's like when you get a new phone, or somebody will text me, and I'll have this big long text thing, and I'll go through it, and then they'll call later on, and I'm like, I didn't put their name down. And I feel bad. I'm like, who the hell am I talking to? But I'll ask them like that. I always feel awful.
Right.
I'm horrible with people's names. I see people and I'm like, man, I know this guy, but I couldn't call him by name if I had to. So it's like, hey, buddy, what's up?
Yeah. If you see us at the show, tell us who you are, because, I mean, no offense. I'm like, I know who you are, but I don't remember your name sometimes.
Yeah, see, it ain't just me.
Yeah, trust me. I feel so bad sometimes. Like, please, don't hate me for it.
Wait a second. He's dropping his own question of the night hints right there. Kevin, you're a month older than me.
It's what's his name? I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I think I know who it is too, Kevin.
Oh man, give me a hint, dude.
You can't get in this boat. There's so much crap in it.
Have I tried to get in this boat before?
No, you've
No.
talked about it. He uses a lot of old baits.
Is that Hancock? Is that Tim? Is it Tim Hancock?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm pretty sure so.
Well, hell,
You know what?
Tim.
I'm trying to see his. Yes, it is. That's Tim's. That's Tim's logo. I remember the logo
Yeah,
now.
fish lips.
Yeah. That's him. That's who it is.
1952. He
Well,
kind of gave it away with his birthday.
Well, I wasn't looking at the logo, but I knew exactly who that was.
Well,
He's not going to want that tackle box. It's brand new.
yeah, well, Tim. Like, Tim, I'm glad you're still around. We don't hear from you like every 6 months like that. Sometimes I get to thinking about you, like, hell, I wonder if Tim's still with us here. So I'm glad, dude. Hey, listen, you know what? He lives over there near you. Tim. Tim
Yeah.
lives near you. So what if I just gave you the stuff this weekend?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get it to him.
Okay, good. Well,
Look at that,
we need
making
to-
miracles happen.
I think he lives around the Cartersville area, but that's way closer than you.
well, yeah, and you know, he's one of them conspiracy theorists. He probably won't give me his address or something like that. You know, he don't want nobody knowing where he lives. So, but yeah,
I
sure,
won't tell.
yeah, let's do that. So I'm glad, Tim. We need to get you back on the show.
We do.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm glad to hear it. I love it when guys come back. You don't hear from them for a while, but I'm very glad. Clayton, I forgot to wash my hands, but I didn't pee on them, so there you go. I'm sorry. Like that.
Who
All right.
washes your hands? I mean, be a man.
Okay.
Right, you know.
Tony, are you a hand
Yes.
washer? You're a hand washer every time you go to the bathroom?
I
Be
won't
honest.
I won't say every time. No.
Dave?
I'm a hand sanitizer. I don't wash my hands that much.
Well, what's the difference?
That
No water
sanitizer
versus-
only kills 99.9%, so you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'll wing it on the 0.1.
Okay. Kevin?
Hell no. Not every time.
Amanda says I don't wash my hands ever like that, and it just keeps her guessing like that.
I'm
for
out
sure.
fishing. You know what's odd, Danny?
What's odd?
Is when you're out fishing, it seems like every time you get through taking a leak, you want a dip or a chew.
Right.
You ever notice that?
You've touched fish, you've touched your private area, and you're in there digging in that stuff, and none of us are dead. It's okay. You'll live.
He's got a point.
You ever thought about it?
Well, no, I've never thought about it,
That's
but now
why
I
I keep
am.
We're
hand
immune
sanitizer
to it
in the
after so long.
But we are here right now, and so now I'm currently thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much I'll put a dip in after everything, though.
Helps
Right.
build your immune system.
Right.
Strength
We are
of the-
all on the high side of the grass. So
Well,
it's good.
that's what I tell Amanda's like you know, she's a sanitizer. We're in the car. She's got hand sanitizer in the door, and she goes, "Give me that stuff." And I hand it over, and then she tries to squirt me, and I won't let her do it.
Hey, real quick, Patricia, somebody's already won. She's still answering.
What the hell is Project Sport and Jerry Ryan's? Okay, I don't know, but yeah, maybe we didn't make that clear enough. You know,
Yeah, Tim Hancock won.
Tim
it.
Hancock won. You like that? You know what? It'd be interesting to get his take on. He likes throwing whopper ploppers and big baits and all that. Like, Tim, have you tried the new Rapala claptail or anything like that? It would be interesting to see. And let me ask you this, okay, Kevin, you're a seasoned angler. When you see something come out that's an older bait and it's got something, and I'm not saying gimmicky, but they take a whopper plopper or something that's an established bait and they add one feature to it. Are you kind of like, yeah, I'll just stick with the original?
Yeah.
Like if they had a jitterbug come out and the jitterbug had some kind of crazy ass daggum tail on the back of it or something like that, would you just throw the regular jitterbug or would you try it?
No, that's a different story. I might try that. Just
He's
get
buying
one
it.
to give
He's
it a try.
What about you, Dave?
You know that bait in that plopper style, I will because of where I'm using it. And usually I throw it more in the fall. It's good around brim beds and all that. But in the fall, those fish on Guntersville hate that thing. Same with the Coosa River. They hate it. And there's a ton of bait around. The only reason I'm going to throw it is it's got those little willow blades. That's the only reason I'm going to buy it. It's because it's got that willow blade. And that bait fish we going to get on Guntersville is about that long. And there's a million of them.
Let me pull this picture back up real quick. But that blade's on top.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's still flashing.
It's still going to be flashing, and the vibration's going to be close to a little bitty minnow.
Yeah, y'all need to come over about October. I'm telling you, I figured some stuff out last year, and it is amazing how hard those fish over there blow on a plopper in the fall. It's crazy.
Does
Now
that
they-
blade turn and hit?
They hate the thing.
We just
Look
need to go to Guntersville in October and all throw whopper ploppers or clap
There you
tails
go.
or whatever, just to
You can
get
do
it out of our system.
You can do it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And any kind of walking bait. But last year, I found a place where Randy caught that big bag. The last day of the Ultimate Angler, because I ran into him there on Sunday. And when we were at the Elite Series, I said, "Hey, I saw you." He goes, "Yeah, don't." And I had caught 400 or 500 fish off that place last summer. I fished it all the time. But the thing was, the plopper was a little bit better because I didn't have to fight the eelgrass with the plopper. It'll kind of hang, and you can kind of bump it, and it'll free itself. That walking bait wouldn't free itself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got on it, just because I needed something to come through the grass. And like I said, they were nuking it. It was insane.
But you think that blade on the top is going to
I
get you
think
more bites?
it may give a little extra something because that's what they're feeding on. Between the brim and all the bait. I mean, that time of year, dude, you can get up there on some of those places and it's just bait for days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does the prop hit that blade to make a different sound?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too.
The
Well,
picture makes it look like it might.
No, it
Yeah,
does.
that's why they call it the clap tail. Is it that blade claps that
Yeah.
prop?
It's just something a little different.
Yeah, but can't you at some point just have too much damn noise?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can just
Yeah,
have
go out there about August and throw in them big 10XDs and see how many you
Look.
catch. Then go back behind it with a silent or a Rapala and they'll kick your teeth in.
If you're throwing a whopper plopper, you're getting noise anyway, Danny.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And now you're adding even more noise to it.
But
It's just like a buzz bait with the clacker.
or
Yeah.
a buzz bait when it hits something is different.
Yeah.
Like I don't throw a clacker on a buzz bait, but let me have something in the water I can hit that buzz bait on, and it changes direction or that blade does something different. A lot of times that's when they blow up on it.
Are you still throwing the buzz bait the way you've always thrown it with the little bend down? You still bending your buzz baits down?
Oh yeah.
Does bending it down help you to hit more things, you think?
Not directionally, but what it does, I basically build a clacker into it. When you do that, because I bend it down so every so often it'll hit that wire.
Yeah.
And it definitely makes a difference.
Let's see. Hancock says, never throw a plopper around wood. The wood will reach out and grab it 100% on that. That's the way. I've caught many a stick fish when I did try to throw the stupid thing. Eric says, I know for a fact, he's confident in this, guys. I know for a fact you can have too much stuff in a boat. I don't know about noise. I mean, I don't know. See, like you're talking about throwing that thing in the fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, fish. See, here's my thinking. All right, and you're going to educate me, right? These fish have just had their asses beat all summer long, right? Just pounded and pounded and pounded, and now you're going after them with something loud.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get what I'm saying? It's like, to me, in my mind, and of course, I'm not the greatest angler in the world, but it almost would be the opposite.
I get that, but what are they also doing in the fall? They're feeding.
They're feeding up.
Yeah.
They're feeding. And that one little thing that looks a little bit different or sounds a little bit different could be hurt. And it just is easy for me. In my mind, it's an easier meal. It's just a little different. That's what they're looking for.
Do you in that same time of year? Do you go with like more silent crankbaits and stuff like that?
I'm gonna tell you, I throw a 6XD silent. I got Reese kicked my teeth in one day.
Yeah.
And I was throwing the DT20, and I was catching some fish, but not like he was. And finally, I said, "What's the deal?" And he tossed it to me. He said, "Shake it." Nothing. I said, "Okay."
See,
I'll be there in the morning. Went and bought about a dozen.
But you kind of see what I was going with that is like sometimes just in my mind as you get into the fall, yeah, they're feeding, but they've been pounded on.
And I think some of it is where they are. Like these fish are shallow, right? And they move around and all that. Now, like on a ledge, if they're on this ledge and they hear 100 DT 10XDs come by, go clack, 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 and they hear a sucker coming. After a few months of that, you talk to Swindle. They sitting down there like this.
Yeah.
They know what it is, but if you sneak something in there on them, you might have a better chance of getting them to bite.
Okay.
Just my thought on it.
No, I mean that's fair enough. I caught the fire out of smallmouth last fall in Pickwick on the plopper. Haven't thrown it since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've thrown it a couple times this year. I think I caught one or two on it, but that's pretty much a fall deal for me.
All right, I'm gonna ask you guys this. I'll start with Tim. I'll work my way around the room. What bait have you thrown more than anything so far this year?
Shaky head.
Okay, Tony.
I'll be honest with you, it's been that walking topwater skedaddle is what I mean. It was just like every lake I went to.
Okay, all right, Kevin.
Cinco.
All
Yep.
right, Dave.
Probably a chatterbait.
It's just interesting because I was sitting there thinking, I'm listening to all your answers. I'm like, I got 4 different guys, and every one of you said something different. You see what I'm saying? It just depends on what works because you kind of said, but I guess maybe not everybody's throwing a DT or whatever. They're throwing something different, so maybe that'll work. But Eric's got a good question. At what point in the year should we change the silent? If we should change the silent at all?
Yes.
Or a one knocker.
Yes, Tony, you damn
Well, I think you really need. If I'm like Dave's talking about a minute ago, I'm gonna have at least one of each. I'm gonna try. If they're not biting something, and I think they ought to be, I'm probably gonna go to a silent version, or I'm gonna change it to a loud version, or whatever. I think you need to have them both, and then be ready to tie it on.
And some people will change to a one knocker.
Yep.
Well, one bearing in it.
Okay. All right. So Dave on Guntersville next month. What's our main pattern, main baits that we're going to be using?
People that go out there and they go there to ledge fish. So it ain't hard to find. Just find the boats. And it's going to be a crankbait. It's going to be a big worm. It's going to be a hair jig, big spoon, all that stuff. The brim bite is really good. They're catching a bunch of fish right now on a frog.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the brim,
right.
And they're doing their thing. Like I said, drop shot's really good on those ledges. When you catch a couple and they kind of shut down, fire that drop shot in there.
All right, Tim, you fish like over in the Coosa and all that, a little bit different area. What are you going to be throwing for the next month?
A wobblehead eventually.
Hey, who was it that talked about throwing a corky on the wobblehead?
I don't know.
No, who did Clint and I have on last?
Did somebody try that on a wobbler?
Damien.
Yeah.
Damien.
That's right. He did.
But it was a 13. It was a small one, but he had on a wobblehead style bait.
That thing, my whole thing is it generates reaction strikes.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about you, Tony?
Well, I'm deep cranking and honestly a minnow.
Okay, fair enough. How about you, Father Time?
Shaky head and a Carolina rig.
Going old school right there. Here's a good question from Ken. Why do the pros not throw topwater as much like whopper ploppers? Most of them will throw a frog or something different. You really don't see you're watching these tournaments, you don't see a ton of whopper ploppers out there. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate it, but it does catch fish.
You can throw that frog anywhere if you think about it.
But who was the last time you saw? I mean, think about that. Last time you watched a tournament, somebody was throwing a plopper.
No, I don't remember seeing anyone throw anything like that.
I mean, I know it happens, but I'm just saying, like TV time. I can't remember anything off the top of my head. What about you, Dave?
Not a plopper, walking bait.
Walking bait, yeah.
It's interesting. Laker won his two opens last year. One on a walking boss, the Livingston, and the other one on a frog. If it's open, a little more open, a frog I think's got better hookup than a plopper does.
Well, that's one of the reasons I don't like them either, was the hookup.
You got to kind of tweak the hooks a little bit, but
yeah,
get a better hookup.
And you can throw that frog anywhere, open water,
Yeah.
Off
Yeah.
the top of grass. You ain't got to change baits. Just keep burning it.
That's a good question, Kent. We really don't know, and that's the beauty of this show. We really don't know what the hell we're talking about. And then, of course, Ken Pruitt says, noisy baits ain't no different than someone yelling, let's eat. It's the happy hour of all you can eat tacos at a bar for one price for a couple hours.
Yep.
Leave it to Ken to put it in words that we can kind of understand right there for
Right.
sure like that. So,
Absolutely.
all
Thank
right,
you for that breakdown.
that breakdown. All right, guys. So, yeah, we're getting on up in there. I think it's a good time to about bedtime for all of us. Now, again, for all of you listening, if you're in the Canton Cumming area this weekend, we would love for you to come to the Georgia Outdoor Expo. Come see us. You can't miss us and all that. We'll be around. We'll be, probably doing some videos, talking to people and all that. But if you do get a chance to come out there, first of all, come because we want it to be a great event. But come by, make sure you come by and see us. Say hey. If your name is Mr. Fish Lips, but I know you as Tim, let me know your real name, like that, because I don't know everybody by their screen name and all that. And but again, you guys, hey, listen, on Thursday nights, I think I kind of like this where it's just Thursday nights, it's us guys. And we're in that lull though right now with fishing. Pretty much everybody's throwing a damn top water. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, so it is pretty simple, but I kind of like doing this. One last question right here to end the night. Kevin, are you using scope to find piles and fish when throwing a shaky head in a Carolina rig or just going off of known piles?
No, I'm using both.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah, I'm trying to find structure.
Yeah. And that's what you use it for mostly anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I can't scope, so I just can't. I've tried.
Oh, I get it. Well, guys, first of all, you four, I appreciate. Dave, good to have you back on. We need to make it far more common and all that. So glad you guys don't get, if Arthur comes over tonight, don't get blown away or whatever like that. I'm glad we made it through the show without anybody's internet going. Carson wants to know where it's at. It is at Veterans Park off of Highway 20. It's just around the Macedonia area. It's that park they do all the big Christmas lights at every year.
Yeah.
So come by and see us.
Can't miss it if you go out 20.
No, it's the only park on 20 between Cumming and Canton. But
we took the kids to their big Christmas light show last year. It was awesome.
Yeah, and last one. Any update on the lunch break? Lunch break's coming back next week, so we will be doing. Yeah, we'll be starting the lunch break next week again. So probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like we did it before. So, and then. One last comment says Hancock's still here. I saw one of the Lane boys in the MLF tournament somewhere in Texas absolutely stomp some monster bass on a plopper chopo up to 8 pounds. They catch fish. There's no doubt about it. They catch fish. So for sure. So, all right, with that, I'm going to let the guys go to bed and all that. You guys in the comment section, appreciate you coming by. If you're watching this at a later date, thank you for watching. We will be back. Tony, you already know your guest for next week.
I do not.
Okay.
I'm the king of procrastination here.
Me too. But anyway, so come see us at the event. Tony will be back with the weigh-in next Tuesday night. Clint and I will be here
Monday.
with Livewell. Oh, yeah, Monday. And then Clint and I will be here Tuesday night. See, like, it's been a long week, boys. So anyway, you guys be good. I'm going to let the guys go to bed, and we will catch you guys on the next one. So
See ya.